I would have been done.
Would they have killed you there?
Yes, I would have been done up. Looking over my shoulder, whatever. Boom. Get out the car. When I walk in the house, I'm like, I have my gun near me, whatever, and stuff like that. Looking around.
Bro,
I get inside the house.
How does that happen? Like, what am I missing here?
Because the NYPD wants to continue to be on the payroll, and so when they gather evidence, they fuck it up on purpose.
Lucky Boys Podcast.
When you're in an undercover situation, you're paranoid 24/7. You're super
How do you
paranoid.
live like that, man?
Well,
sleep with one eye
the
open.
stress level has got to be off the charts.
Well, you got to be on point, right?
Yeah.
So like when we're younger, we're running around in the street, you always got to be on point.
You got to look over your shoulders,
right?
24.
Exactly.
It's hard.
When you're walking in the street, you got to always be on point, right? So I have some experience from my youth on being on point, whatever. But whatever the case is, you're heightened, your senses heightened, but your stress level is so high.
Of course.
And this investigation went on for almost 2 years, right?
Oh my God.
So it was really high. So one, I found out that there's a leak. So I started being careful what I even told Internal Affairs.
Give me the timeline here. You said this took 2 years, right? So at the beginning, you thought it was all good. So when did this leak occur? 6 months into it?
3 months into it was the first one, and then like a year and a couple of months or something like that into it.
So within so the first quarter into this, you were like, holy shit, there's some big fishes in this.
Right. And then they didn't want to go after the chief, but instead they went after the driver, right? And I even have audio from my handler, the lieutenant, making a phone call. He butt dialed somebody by accident, a CI by accident, and this CI gave it to the lawyers, right?
Oh shit!
And it's on the internet now, where the lieutenant is stating that Internal Affairs is so fucked up. He doesn't understand why they didn't go after the chief and stuff like that. She's so fucked up. They're not doing anything about it. Blah blah blah. Internal Affairs is not doing anything. Whatever.
Like, how is this possible that you get even non-cops who has all of the evidence stacked against them are allowed to be out here like this? Like, how does that happen? I have a hard time comprehending that.
Okay.
That doesn't make sense to me.
How the NYPD still operates.
But not even the people who aren't, like, there's one thing I get with the police officers having some sort of immunity.
Right.
Everyone knows that, that like police officers don't get tried as a regular civilian.
Right.
But I'm talking about the people that are not in the force, that aren't in uniform, that does
criminal.
not have the badge. Exactly. The criminals with, that are operating, who's trying to buy the police officers, right? Who's trying to bribe them. And I mean, I'm like, how did they get convicted or caught and then not punished in any way? Like, it just, how does that happen? Like, what am I missing here?
Because the NYPD wants to continue to be on the payroll, and so when they gather evidence, they fuck it up on purpose.
They tamper with evidence.
No, not tampering on the evidence, but more not putting a real effort to get the evidence.
So
let me break down how a undercover situation works, right? You have the main undercover, then you're supposed to have a ghost, right, which is watches over you from the shadows, whatever, pretends to be a customer or a waiter or something like that, some spy stuff, right, to watch over you. Then you have the tech unit that's supposed to film everything and record everything and stuff like that out there, not exposed, also using other devices, whatever. Then you have a supervisor that watches over them, right? So it's a whole team supposed to be. I had nobody at all.
You were solo.
Yeah, I had nobody at all. So what happened was, after the lieutenant checked my phone, right? I was like, oh, you know what? Let me go get a girl. Let me go find a girl, right? And he's like, yeah, go find a girl. All right. So I pretended when I went out to the hallway to go find a girl, whatever, right? And instead, I went outside to smoke a cigarette, looked around. I called my handlers up, right? Because this operation started at 10 o'clock, right, at night. And I'm calling my handlers. Nobody's picking up, all right? Oh, shit. I call my commanding officer up, and I tell him this is what happened. He was like, let me try to get in contact with them. I have them call you, right? He tries to contact them, and nobody answers. Nobody calls back, right?
And that's highly unusual.
Highly unusual. Because I thought they were out there, right there in the field with me, right? That's what they led me to believe, right? This is like maybe maybe a year into the operation, or maybe less, right?
Because you're putting yourself on the line, and you expect these people to have
Right.
your back.
But
Right, 'cause-
wouldn't this be a big case to blow wide open for them for promotion?
Yeah, but up top is squashing it.
Oh, okay.
Everything they do has to go through a committee called steering, right? Which involves the deputy commissioner and chiefs, right? Chiefs don't like to go after another fellow chief, or their bread,
that fraternity.
bread and butter. You know what I mean?
But it's the
So-
upper brass, though. You're
Yeah,
talking about
fraternity,
like
there's a group.
you're talking about like if the vice president or the president is fucking corrupt, like
Right.
you can't. How are you gonna
Exactly.
go after the top?
Now here's the thing. I find out all this time I'm out there by myself,
Shit.
right? And I find this out because after the operation's over, I get home safe. Thank God. I look over, I'm driving home, making sure nobody's following me, whatever. Get home safe. I'm looking over my shoulder, whatever, boom. Get out the car, when I walk in the house, I'm like, I have my gun near me, whatever, and stuff like that. And looking around.
Bro,
I get inside the house. So I get a phone call like 2 o'clock in the morning, 2:30 in the morning, something like that. And, the sergeant called, my handler, the sergeant calls, and he's like, hey, what's up, Steve? And I was like, what do you mean, what's up? Where were you guys? He's like, what are you talking about? I'm like, aren't you guys supposed to be out there watching my back?
Yeah, what the fuck?
He's like, no, I just got into work at 12 o'clock, just now. Like, and I just saw you miss call. I was like, bro, you're supposed to be out there watching my back. Right? And he's
Wait,
like,
you had a mission and they didn't know?
no, they put me on the mission. They knew,
That's what I'm saying.
but they were never there to back me up on the mission.
and now they're acting like they didn't know.
no, they act like you don't need backup. Just go.
Oh.
Do your solo missions.
What the fuck is
Yeah.
that about?
So here's the thing though, right? So he's like, oh, you don't need backup, big guy, whatever, blah, blah.
Trying to patronize you?
Yeah,
What the
I was
fuck?
like, are you fucking kidding me? Like, Sung checked my fucking phone today. I thought I was burnt. Like, I thought he was gonna
What?
fucking take
I
out.
want to go back to that.
Yeah.
If you didn't have those
Oh, I would have
street
been done.
awareness,
I would have been done.
would
Up.
they have killed you there?
Yes, I would have been done up.
They would have killed you?
Yes, I would have been done up. Everybody, keep in mind, all the cops carry their guns with you,
Right.
with them. Not only that, but the gangsters that are there are from the bus wars.
They're hardcore gangsters.
Yes, and they will
They're
make
not
me
these-
disappear in an instant.
Yeah, they're
And
not-
guess who's going to investigate that if that happens?
Right.
It's going to be Sung or the detective, because he's in a detective bureau upstairs. So Sung and detective's going to catch the case, and they'll be like, oh, yeah, the gangsters got to him, and he was hanging out, whatever, and, he was a dirty cop, and, the gangsters got to him and shot him.
Jeez.
You know what I mean? Or something like that. It would easily been...
And they would
Dealt
have made
with.
you disappear.
Right. Well, I probably would have been tainted as a bad, corrupted cop, and then they, disappeared, and no witnesses, and so forth and so on. And they would have probably got the girls to say, yeah, he used to rape me or something like that. You know what I mean? Like,
Right.
wild stories.
Destroy your credibility
Right.
and then kill you
Right.
so you can't defend yourself.
Right. So here's the thing, right? So I find out I had no backup at all. I'm out there doing by myself. So that's the danger of it. Stress me the F out. Because now I got to be out there. I got to protect myself. Right? And so, I went back to my street friends. And I told them, listen, look, I got no backup up here. Just if I do something, this is what's going on, and blah, blah, blah. And they're like, don't worry, we got your back. Right? And so, they had my back out there. That's why I wasn't really worried about the gang side of it. All right? Because the gangsters, they don't really care. Some of them were actually glad that they got arrested because it was to a point where it was like, you can't open up a karaoke unless you sit down with Detective Yam and so-and-so,
Right. And they didn't want to do that.
The thing was, if you didn't sit down with them, you'll get shut down within 2 months.
Oh shit!
Yeah, they
You
need
can't
to
even
greenlight
operate a
you.
legit business.
So a lot of gangsters, a lot of gangsters were actually happy that I did that, because they were getting to the point where they were so cocky and so out open about it.
How come the
overboard.
gangsters never went after Sung and Yam?
Because they're cops. Asian gangsters don't kill cops.
They know that it's gonna be a hail of
Yeah,
of shit
because they
coming
know
at them, yeah.
they know it's not just Sung and Yam.
Right.
Because like if I'm the chief and Sung Yan disappeared, now I'm gonna fucking bring down the storm, and you wanna
They're done. All of their businesses
you wanna
are done.
attack us? Okay,
Yeah.
we're gonna bring down the whole shit and make it
Yeah.
a big gang operation or something. You know what I mean?
Rico it. Yeah.
Yeah,
And
so-
everything's connected, and they'll just go away for life.
Right. So they know they have to play along nice with the cops. So it's always like, oh yeah, okay, you need another $1,000. Okay, fine, here. Oh, you need another this. Okay, here. You know what I mean? So they were getting extorted now. It wasn't a partnership no more. It was like to the point where they were so cocky they were extorting these people now.
And those gangsters have no one to go to at this point.
Right, because they think all cops are like this.
Right. But weren't you afraid of any backlash of any of the... Because at the same time, it's also bringing unwanted attention to these gangsters.
No, they
right?
don't. They don't care.
They don't they usually prefer to lay low out of the attention,
Yeah, but they know that
or Asian gangs at least.
their thing will be, it's a legit business, and these cops are, taking advantage of us, or they.
But that's what I mean. So they really value privacy.
Right.
So when attention gets brought to it, aren't
They
they?
don't care. They rather have these people extorting them removed.
So they were like, you know what, this is the greater evil.
Right.
I'll take this because this is just ridiculous.
Right.